What's up, everybody? This is Disco Demonic Hydroponic. I'm making a video today about Moloch, just kind of my experiences with him and some new gnosis that I just got, as well as a mantra and a sigil that I channeled for this. You can call Moloch through this sigil and with this mantra as well. And this is specifically for this video. I'm not saying that this is going to be his only sigil. Like as we should all know, sigils aren't ways, like they're not very strict, you know what I'm saying. They help us communicate with our subconscious mind because our subconscious mind speaks in like symbols. So sigils help us make that connection in order to create to make the connection to our subconscious mind, because then our subconscious mind connects to the superconscious, which connects to the universe and all that kind of stuff. So this is how we start that process. So sigils is basically what sigils are for, and that's how they work. So any entity can have a sigil for anything. So for people, and I know it's gonna seem like I'm attacking certain people. I guess because maybe I am. But if you say that a certain entity doesn't have a sigil, you don't know what sigils do, and you don't know what they're for. That's basically what it is. So any entity can use a sigil. Utilize a sigil for you. It's not for the entity. The sigils are for us, to be able to make that connection and make it more powerful and stronger for whatever reason that's like blocking us. This is a way to get through those blockages. If you need such things, eventually you should get to a point where you don't need them, I guess, but it's kind of like they're still fun to use in a way. So anyways, here is a sigil from Moloch. This is the one I channeled myself just for this specific thing. I've channeled several other sigils from Moloch. This is actually similar to another one I channeled recently, semi-recently, for Satan, which is no surprise that they are similar. But the mantra that goes with it is Moloch, El-fey, Kee-ah-sha. And I'm going to add that down below for anybody who wants to read that. So there you go. There's that. Connecting with this at this point has been, I've been seeing some weird stuff, and actually I was led to connect with Moloch today at this time. I was led to actually draw a card. I use an Orisha deck, and whenever I do readings and stuff like that. And the card that I drew was the 8 of Fire. So this is the 8 of Fire, and basically what this card is whatever has been lying dormant is now released with like great explosion, just kind of like, you know, all this potential energy is just like releasing. So I do feel that Moloch is really good with that. Moloch has helped me with a lot of stuff. Moloch is a great guide. I would highly encourage everybody to work with Moloch, and this is from personal experience. I have learned with Moloch, he's taught me how to unite my chakras with a certain personalized symbol that I received from him. I've learned how to channel with Moloch. I've learned how to do all kinds of things with Moloch. So if you're looking to develop spiritually, Moloch is definitely an entity that you can work with to do that. And he didn't seem very harsh, almost as if he's just ready to just, as soon as you make that connection, he's just ready to give you whatever you ask for, it seems like. It's when it comes to spiritual advancements and things like that, things that maybe you didn't even consider, go into meditations with Moloch using this sigil and mantra. I think you'll have some good results. So there's a lot of history about Moloch, and so like I kind of leave that to, if you want to do research, you're going to find all that stuff. This is me actually communicating with Moloch, and my gnosis personal. All right, so my personal gnosis. So as I was going into meditation with this sigil and mantra, what I received was this. So I channeled, this is what was said. It's starting now. Stand still and let your stillness reflect to the world around you. Match the energy around you in this stillness and become what is all around you. Like a cup of water with ice, the water and ice share their attributes until they are one. Even in chaos, there is stillness and peace. Find it, and you find me. I watch from this piece and create my will in this space. So can you. So I'll break that down. Basically, stand still and let your stillness reflect to the world around you. This is kind of like becoming one with yourself, becoming at peace. You can do this by utilizing certain exercises, like breathing exercises. Is a really good way to do that. Breathing exercise that you can do. Didn't really expect to do this, but I was gonna make a separate video about breathing exercises. Might as well do it now. So you're gonna breathe in for a certain amount of time, and then you're gonna breathe out slow. So you can match them, like breathe in 5, and then breathe out for 5 seconds, or you can breathe in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 6 seconds. When you breathe out slowly, you're telling your body to calm down and slow down. If you do the opposite, if you take shorter breaths, you're telling your body you're in danger. You're different parts of your brain are like reacting in a certain kind of way that are like you're going to become excited, and anxiety is going to start coming about, and that's something that you want to avoid whenever you're trying to become at peace to think straight. So if you take big deep breaths in and then breathe out fast, that's going to create that anxiety, and that, so you want to do the opposite. Also, when you're doing breathing techniques, they always say, I know I just did it, and what you're probably going to say something, but you breathe in they say breathe into your belly, all right? And there's actually a reason for that. I don't know if a lot of people understand what that reason is, but basically when you breathe into your belly, you're not raising your shoulders. If you're in a fight or flight situation, people tend to kind of, either if you're going to fight or like you're scared in a defense kind of way, your shoulders go up and you kind of become defensive for whatever reason, in whatever manner you're going to interact with that situation that's before you. When you do this, you're telling your brain, like, these are parts of your brain that are very primal, as far as during our development. So the brain just reacts to these movements and motions automatically, or you go into these fear type things, responses. Everybody has them; they're all the same. So if you breathe into you breathe in, and you breathe into your lungs, you raise your shoulders, so there's more of an excitement that's created. It's kind of harder to chill. So that's why you breathe into your belly, and then breathe out slow. Okay, so. So now you stand still and let your stillness reflect the world around you. So this is kind of like you breathe in the environment. You experience the environment as if you're feeling the environment with your aura, in a way, right? If you don't know what that means, try harder. Keep on going. But basically, you're going to feel the environment around you with your aura, and just let it, fill it with your skin, almost as if the air on your skin is like that feeling that you have. You extend that feeling, so this is going to be you feeling the environment around you. Now everything around you is energy, so you're basically just becoming a part of that energy. You're matching that energy. That's what that is. So, and here it is, match the energy around you in this stillness. So you're being still to match the energy around you, right? No matter what's going on, and become what is all around you. So, and everything that's okay, and everything that is like going on around you, there's always, maybe I should wait for that. There's always like a stillness and a chaos that's happening at once, right? And whenever you're in the world, like that's happening, whether you see it or not, and even when you're in chaotic situations, there is a kind of like a wave of energy is going on there, and that's kind of a peaceful sense that you can grasp onto to a certain degree. If I'm making any sense, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of hard to explain, but this is you becoming the environment around you, and then in like a watcher, almost like I was talking about before, the watcher, like you're just experiencing that moment. And in that moment, once you realize you're experiencing the moment, normally this is whenever like enlightenment happens, or you lose it, kind of a thing. So instead of losing it, just kind of hold on to what you can grab, as much as you can grab at that point in time. Now I say enlightenment or you lose it is basically you start to grab the enlightenment, and then like all of a sudden, once you think about you're grabbing the enlightenment, you let go. So don't think about, okay, I'm doing it. Just kind of be in the moment. All right, don't focus on. Don't let your inner critic or your inner voice tell you what's going on. You don't have to talk to yourself. You don't, just allow it to happen. And if you can't do this in the beginning, just keep trying. And you can do it anywhere. Like I've done it in malls. I've done it. I don't know if people still go to malls anymore. Well, I haven't thought about that all the time. But I've done it in malls. Like, and there's all that chaos going on around you. You kind of just extend your aura, your experience all around you, and you can feel like the energy all around you. You know, as if a raging river is going on. There's still the rocks underneath the river that are still, and remain still. So, anyways, and become what is around you. So, like a cup of water with ice, the water and ice share their attributes until they are one. So, whenever you put a cup of, like, so you have a cup of water or a glass of water, you put an ice cube or two, whatever, in it, and the water gets cold. And that's what we think, that the water's just getting cold, because that's what we want. That's our mind telling us, I want the water cold. I put ice, the water gets cold. What's actually happened is there's an energy transfer. Just like in anything. If you walk into a room with an AC and it's cold in there, you're changing, your heat is going out, and the coolness of the environment is going in. So it's an energy transfer. That's all that's happening. It's not like one thing is happening. It's both things are happening. So that's what that is. It's the same thing like when water, when ice is melting into the water, it's becoming the water. They're becoming each other, to a certain degree. So that's what's going on. The ice is melting. The water is getting colder. They're sharing their attributes until they become one in the middle of that thing. So the ice is no longer going to be the ice because it's no longer that cold, but the water is not as hot as it was, or room temperature as it was, or whatever. It's going to melt. It's going to cool down, and they're going to meet in the middle. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Even in chaos, there is stillness and peace. Yeah, okay, so I explained that. Find it and find me. So in this chaos and peace, you can become this creator of like different kinds of things, and this is kind of like a catapulting point that you can utilize in order to do certain kinds of magic and stuff, or meditations, or you reach that mental space. That's a good place to be. So that's what you want to do. That's kind of a goal that you want to reach at this point in time. With this meditation, you can apply this to any other meditation. Like I said, Moloch is a really good teacher. And then here it is. I watch from this piece and create my will in this space. So can you. So this is the lesson that Moloch decided to give us today. With this sigil and mantra, it's easier to reach this point. And like I said, when I grabbed the card, told us a couple of things about this as well. So yeah, hopefully that helps some people. Like I said, I'm not going to give just a bunch of history on Moloch. You can find that yourself, and I know there's videos out there where people do that themselves. It would be kind of redundant for me just to repeat the same shit that everybody else is repeating. What's the point, right? So yeah, if you liked the video, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies. Thanks a lot.